Maple Hollow was the kind of small town where everybody knew everyone. Life was slow, peaceful, and safe, or at least that's what people thought. At the center of the town was St. Agnes Hospital, a small, aging building that mostly handled minor injuries and the occasional surgery. And at the heart of St. Agnes was Nurse Helen Carter. Everyone loved Helen. She had been a nurse there for over 20 years. She always wore a warm smile, remembered every patient's name, and stayed late without ever complaining. People trusted her like family. But in the winter of 2017, something started to change. Patients who should have been getting better were suddenly dying. At first, no one thought much of it. Most of them were elderly or very sick. But it didn't stop. Over just 4 months, the hospital recorded nearly 3 times the usual number of deaths. And strangely, almost every death happened during Helen's shifts. A young doctor named Jamie Monroe was the first to notice the pattern. She brought her concerns to the hospital board, but they brushed her off. After all, Helen was the town's angel. Suggesting she could be doing something wrong felt impossible. Still, Dr. Monroe couldn't shake the feeling something was terribly wrong. She started digging into the hospital records late at night. She found that in nearly every case, the patients who died had received an extra dose of medication. Sometimes insulin, sometimes a strong sedative. That wasn't in their official charts. Small mistakes, maybe, but too many to be random. One night, she caught Helen alone in a patient's room, holding a syringe. The patient, an old man recovering from a simple surgery, was unconscious. Helen froze when she saw Dr. Monroe standing there. She quickly put the syringe away and smiled, acting like nothing was wrong. But Monroe knew what she had seen. The police were called. After a long investigation, they found hidden vials of insulin and other drugs in Helen's locker, drugs she had no reason to have. When they questioned her, Helen stayed calm, almost too calm. She denied everything at first, but when they showed her the evidence, her smile finally slipped. In court, it came out that Helen believed she was helping the patients, easing their pain, sending them off peacefully. But many of the people she injected weren't dying, they were recovering. She had played God, deciding who lived and who died without anyone's consent. Helen Carter was convicted of multiple counts of murder and is now serving life in prison without the chance of parole. Maple Hollow has never been the same. St. Agnes Hospital was shut down for a good year later. And even now, if you walk through town, you'll hear people whisper about the nurse who wore a smile like a mask and hid something much darker underneath.